Boys, gentlemen, chaps, compadres, broskies. Did I say lads? Lads! That's it. There we go. I can't think of any more. Are you here? Yes.
Yes.
Hello. Hello, how are we doing?
Doing good.
We're here. We're alive. What's this? We're in this weird space. Oh, well. My God. Look at this. Look at our mugs. I know. Look at our floating heads. This is amazing. I know. All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome. Welcome to this new podcast show project thingy we're doing. Yeah. Welcome to Chill In. Here we are. Episode 1. Month 1. Here we are.
We're chilling.
We're chilling.
Yes.
So you get chilling.
Yes. Shall we? Let's give some context real quick. So, we're all gamers, correct?
Yes, that is right.
Yes, we're all gamers. But I remember us lads chatting one rainy night, and we were like, well, especially me, I suppose. I don't play game. Don't play game that much. I can't find time to play game.
Yeah.
It's hard. All I do is play. I don't know. Any Fortnite.
Fortnite.
All I play is Fortnite. I don't play any other game. I'm a degenerate. Joking. Anyway. Well, here we are. We conjured an idea, a project, let's say, of trying to play different games, or games that we've played and going through nostalgia and stuff. And basically the aim of this show is to play or pick a game each month, and then play it. Either that be a multiplayer game or a single player game. And then we come at the end of the month, gather all together to brainstorm our opinions on said game. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I hope you're listening, listener. I hope that Yeah, I hope that was all clear.
Harley, I have a
yes,
question.
of course.
So, does it mean that we always have to complete the entirety of the game each month?
No, as we'll find out later.
Damn,
Okay.
crazy.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Completing a whole game in a month sometimes, it can be challenging.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing a long-ass game, where some of these games are long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you saying that sometimes we might have played different amounts of the game?
Yes.
And that's okay?
And we also, surprisingly, do have lives outside of this. Whoa. I know, it's shocking.
Discovery.
I know I did start saying we're gamers, but sometimes we do actually go outside. I know,
Fake
it's surprising.
gamers.
I know, sit in your chair or wherever you are, on your way to work or on your way to school or wherever you are. I don't know, scratching your balls at your desk or something else, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
You've chosen to listen to us three idiots talk about games and stuff.
Yep.
So here we are.
Thank you for doing so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
yes,
thank
thank you. Thank you for
Buckle
choosing
in,
this small corner of the interwebs. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, the main goal, as I said, we're picking every a game a month, right?
Yes.
So I don't know. This might be we want to at least finish at least 12 episodes, maybe. Complete a year and see how
That's
it
a
goes,
goal.
right?
Yeah.
That's a goal. Like season 1, I don't know.
Season 1.
Yeah, and then we'll see how it goes, and if we enjoy it, we'll carry it on, and then we'll continue and keep going, and maybe do different things or talk about different things. But I mean, the format will probably change over time as we learn and grow through this new experience and stuff.
Maybe if things go well, instead of just once a month, maybe every 2 weeks or something like that, if it's doable at all.
Damn, bro. Whoa.
I don't know. Hey, I don't
Whoa.
know. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there, man. Hey,
Fair.
Yes.
maybe
And,
once a year.
So to keep in mind with that fact is that everything here, everything you see, is temporary. Things may be subject to change. Our beautiful faces might change one day.
The visuals might change.
Yes.
The topics we talk about. The people.
For
Harley
real.
and Thin Ice.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Talking about our beautiful faces, I guess we should introduce ourselves, because people have no idea what us lonely. Yeah, we should do that. See. Right, I guess I'll start.
Yeah, let's go in the order of the faces.
Yes, of course. Hello, this is me. My head is hopping up and down, I think. Yeah,
Should
okay. Hopefully. I'm Harley. I'm said gamer. Yeah, nothing else really. Move it on to the lovely boy to my left.
Hello, it is me. I'm Tyler. I'm the Fox. I am also a gamer by chance. Shocking fact. Bit of a weeb.
True.
You know, things it happens.
I forgot that fact too.
Yeah. Have a big part of my life. But yeah, I like to play games and I like to talk a lot. That's why I'm here. And so this has given me the perfect platform to rant or talk shit for an hour and a half. So yeah, that's why I'm here. Hello.
Last but not least.
Hello, I'm Tom. I'm 22. No, I'm 23. Fuck.
Oh, no.
I like games, but I don't watch anime. I guess that's the thing we're talking about. And I like long walks on the beach.
Cool.
Thanks.
I love how you had to say that you do not watch anime.
Anime, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You were
Are
talking about anime.
Are you ashamed of that? Or what's going on?
I'm
Or are you proud of that? Like, what's going on here?
Not proud. It's just something that maybe this show might make me want to do at some point. Maybe it's not always games.
Yeah.
Maybe not always games. Maybe things might change.
Maybe not always games, guys.
Maybe not always games. But for now, games.
Yes. Well, 2024 has begun.
Yes. The new year.
Right. The new year. New us. Wink.
Yes.
Hashtag
New year, new me.
Yeah, I know, right? How's January is almost at a close. How are we? How are you all feeling? How was the first month? All good? Because normally the first week or so of any year, like you see the end of the world or something.
Yeah.
No, I mean.
Yeah.
Remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Wasn't there like a threat of World War III? I don't know. That was mental.
Yep.
That
There
was
were a
a
lot of
thing.
things that happened. I don't know if it was last year. Yeah, I forget. But I mean, there's already some historical things that are happening.
True.
But you know what? I think I'll choose to use this platform for now as an escape situation and just say a positive thing that I mean also happens often in the January month, which I for the very first time I went to the gym.
Oh.
So yeah, a gamer trying to get some gamer gains.
All right. Okay. Any
for
particular
the first
reason
time.
why you've chosen this path?
I just feel. It's like I do sit on my desk a lot, and sometimes I do find myself like just playing games just to kill time. And I mean, obviously, I like playing games, but sometimes I just feel myself like circling between 3 different games at a time or whatever. Where I was like, oh, I didn't necessarily enjoy myself playing that game. I just played it because I'm at my desk and I don't have anything better to do. And these are days obviously that I'm not working. And I feel like those times could have been used doing something more productive and maybe more healthy for myself. So I'm trying to do that. It was last week that no, it wasn't last week. What am I saying? It was this like Tuesday or Monday or whatever it was. But when this comes out, it would have been like maybe around a month that I went for the first time.
How was your experience?
It's
More
intimidating,
details.
man.
Okay.
It's like I don't know if you guys have gone or been to like a similar place, but it's like seeing everyone that's so experienced and like and obviously have been there for a while and know what they're doing. It can be quite intimidating, and I hope I didn't come out as a weirdo to anyone, because I found myself sometimes staring, not like in necessarily a creepy way. It was just like I was just like, what are they doing with specific machines? How are they using it?
Right.
Because I mean, I know everyone says that it's okay for you to ask people, but if I can avoid that, sick. But the gym I went to, in specific machines, they have like little images of how to use them, but sometimes they can be a bit vague.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did some cardio. I wasn't there for long, like maybe an hour and a half.
Okay.
But I'm trying to at least do that amount twice a week. So I'm probably going to go tomorrow as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Did you hurt? Did it hurt afterwards? Like,
Not that. Actually, like straight afterwards, I felt very. I felt like dizzy, but not like I was about to faint. It was more like I I was in a dream, and like I was just walking, and I couldn't really have full control of my legs. It was weird because I did a lot of cardio, like I forgot what the machine was called. I don't know what the machine is called. It's like you move your arms, you move your legs at the same time. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But I did that for like half an hour or like straight, like not stopping, at different intensities. And then like I just was walking to the changing rooms, and like I was moving my legs. I was like, oh, this feeling of moving my legs is familiar. I've done that my entire life, but it feels like if I stop focusing on walking, I will fall. So yeah, I guess it's hard to know how hard to go and not go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar thing for me, like, because I've been kind of doing weightlifting for maybe like ever since like last summer. I sort of picked it up, and I've been doing it sort of on and off ever since. Like that entire summer I was kind of like really dedicated to doing it, just because I kind of turned it into my hobby of just seeing like how much I can lift, or just seeing like how much I can progress, and just kind of getting a bit more healthy, kind of for the same reasons as you. And like it is that feeling of like sometimes like what you had with your legs, I would feel with my arms if I like go like really crazy with it, like just for like a good like fucking half an hour, just then like I can't use my arms anymore. It's just like what weird like wobbly state of like existence. It's like you can kind of feel them, but they feel weird, and you're just like, it's strange. It's a really strange feeling, but like it does feel rewarding, like especially like weightlifting. Like you can see the progress like over time, like like it crazy how it builds, and you're just like, damn, I started here and now I'm here. Crazy.
Anyway, I'm gonna eat my chocolate bar.
You enjoy that.
I mean, I distinctly remember doing like a very like when Harley and I studied together. There would be days where it would be like doing a lot of intensive like workouts just for the sake of it. And I used to share a bunk bed with my brother, and I was in top bunk. And there was one day where I mean I usually would just jump from the top bit. I mean, or I wouldn't go down all the steps. I'll just kind of do a little leap. I leaped, and I almost fell on my face.
Just ragdolled.
Ragdoll. Yeah, I literally ragdolled
like,
because I was like,
what's that game, the skater game where if you just fall off a skateboard, skate 3, that's it, it's done. You can't walk. You're done for.
Stop lying around. GTA, the wasted screen pulls up. It's like doom, just on the floor.
Like the fucking goofy scream. But yeah, what about you, Harley? Did anything cool happen this month?
I mean, I've got a few New Year's, I guess, resolutions. I don't know if you could call them that. There you go.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, I say this every year, but this year's the year. I found myself like slacking on reading. Right, I do like a good story, right, and I feel like it's a good thing to do other than stare at a screen before you go to bed or something like that.
Right.
Or something else to do in your pastime, right? Because all I do is sit on my arse on my computer and stare at it, and maybe not feel like I'm progressing in anything. Or whatever, or just watching YouTube, or just scrolling Twitter, not actually doing anything.
Yeah. Right.
But I'm just trying to just read a book every month. I know there's lots of every month things going on at the moment.
Yeah.
Or at least trying to read more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing. I'm currently reading. A Vampire Hunter D. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's a. I think it's famous or well known. I think in Japan. Like, I don't want to say it's like Japan's equivalent to Harry Potter. I don't know, but like that kind of thing of going, Vampire Hunter D, like that literature kind of thing. Then again, I could be completely wrong. But it's basically like dark fantasy mixed in with a little bit of I guess steampunky. I guess I would say cyberpunky stuff.
Kind of.
If I were to guess, there's vampires in it.
There is vampires and monsters and stuff, and I love my fantasy boy.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like my dark, gritty depression stuff. Anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I've only really been exposed to it from the movies.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah, we watched that movie quite a while back,
Yeah.
but that was really good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, the first one from the 80s is absolutely... It's based on the first book, which I'm reading. There's like a million of these books, by the way. I only found out.
Right.
I've got the first 3, right? Because they're on this big book thing. But then looking at it, there's like 18, 20 plus books.
Ooh.
It's mental. It's going on for ages.
I mean, you guys are also fans of One Piece, right? Is that a fair complaint to have?
I mean, I think... I don't know. Would you argue that reading a book takes longer than watching a show? Do you reckon?
But
Depends on the show,
aren't there
I
like a bunch of
suppose.
manga as well?
I
One
think
Piece?
reading the
Am I-
manga is way faster.
Yeah, well,
Really?
especially reading
For One
comic.
Piece.
I feel like reading comic book is a bit different though, no, from reading an actual book.
Yeah, it is. It is. The
Yeah,
flow,
so would
because
that-
the flow of things of like action scenes go from pages on pages, and like, but it's very different where like when you're reading a book, it's like describing the actions to you, so it's word for word.
Yeah.
Which just condenses it down, which means like, it is interesting, like, because you can clean through books like that, but like,
Yeah.
like mangas, but like when you start to read like books like Harry Potter, like I remember I used to read Harry Potter back in the day when I was a youngling, bored out of my mind, but yeah,
And bored still reading. Fuck you, JK. Anyway.
shots fired.
Oh, bam, 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 bam. First episode, shots fired.
Fine.
Damn, we're coming out swinging in this episode. But yeah, no, it is interesting, like the difference, because I guess a lot of people argue back and forth on like what is longer, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
Or like quicker to consume
Yeah, I'm
the
not-
story, because like, I mean, loads of books have been adapted, like The Lord of the Rings or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like I feel like obviously the 3-hour films you could consume it more than, quicker than the book of. I think that's
yeah.
a given. But then obviously lots of things that cut out of the books are adapted differently and stuff. So it's like, it's hard to be like, oh, I don't know if I'm consuming the real story.
Right.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it's also an argument.
difficult.
It's like, what is the true story? What am I missing?
The canon
the
of
canon.
the author of the creator's story.
Yeah.
I am going to attempt the Lord of the Rings books this year, I think.
Okay.
as
Well, look, maybe we'll
I've
hold
never
you to
read
that.
them. Yeah, sure.
Every month we'll
Um,
give you a checkup, see if you've been reading.
Yeah.
Have
Okay.
you read a book? Have you finished it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. That's another.
Anything else?
Wait, how many books are there from the Lord of the Rings?
Oh.
There's 3 Lord of the Rings books of that story, and then there's The Hobbit, which is the one before.
Yeah.
So
And
are
there's
you
a few-
also doing those?
I mean, I read The Hobbit ages ago when I was a
Okay.
wee little boy, and I enjoyed that. But I might reread. I don't know. It's because I've never tackled the Lord of the Rings books that
Yeah.
I'm like, this
Okay.
It's more enticing to you.
milestone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
though I love and adore The Hobbit.
We'll hold
So-
it to you.
Yeah.
So
sure.
you currently reading, what was it?
Vampire Hunter D, the first
Cool.
one.
And you're gonna finish it, I'm assuming, at some point.
At some point,
So
yeah.
so next month when we ask you,
Okay.
what's gonna be the book that you're gonna read?
I don't know. I need to figure that out.
Sorry.
First
What-
question should be: have you finished that Vampire Hunter D? And then
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Right.
And then
we'll see then. We'll
you
see.
can tell us
Yeah,
a little
we'll
bit
see.
about
We'll
it.
see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
But anything
Pressure's
else
on,
happened this month for you?
Another thing. I guess I've started like journaling. I suppose.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah, just having something to document
Life.
this year.
Yeah.
Maybe not the whole life. It's just another thing to do this year. I think I'll just be like
Yeah.
noting down ideas or thoughts about stuff. You know,
Yeah.
tracking down and taking
it's
care of
great
that
to-
mental health.
Yeah, it's great to
Yeah.
keep put thoughts into
I-
paper.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of just having an actual like notebook and pencil or pen or whatever, and just writing it down and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then looking back and being like, oh, this is what I did this year, and oh, this happened, and oh, I
Yeah.
went there and did that, and looking that you did things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
But so I said what cool thing that happened this month. You Harley also said, Tyler, anything cool happened? No pressure. It's literally
Yeah.
the first month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
true.
month of the year. I mean, I will say, like, I mean, Christmas just happened. Managed to get secure a few games that I've been wanting to get for a while. I managed to.
What games?
In
Spill the beans.
Spill the beans. I only got. I know that for a fact I got like Spider-Man and I got Final Fantasy 16. I finished Spider-Man within the first like 3 days.
Spider-Man 2, right? Second.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've not played that one yet.
Yeah, no, it's.
I did.
It's
I
quite
have.
Good.
Maybe a future episode.
Maybe.
Because
it's all on the
I'm
table.
behind on a lot of things, games, shows, wise as well.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
But I sort of did that, and then for the start of this month, I've been focusing on playing Final Fantasy 16.
Right.
Banging game.
Yeah.
I love this game. I'm like,
right.
I believe I'm just over like 18 plus hours in or something. But like the story is kind of beginning to enter its like end game.
Oh right.
Cool.
And
it's 18 hours long? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the average game time now. Like, I know Final Fantasies are known to have really long. Like,
yeah,
I mean this game is
like,
long.
Square Enix is known to be like, oh, you think this is the ending? Psych, psych.
But then you get your money's worth. That's what I like.
Yeah. Which is totally fair. Please keep going.
But like the thing is, right, is that because obviously with the time, I don't actually know because I'm playing it on the PlayStation 5 and it's like tracking it, saying that it's 18 hours, but like it said that last week and I've played it this week. Like a lot.
Right,
so
maybe it's outdated.
So my assumption is that like the time thing on there isn't too accurate. I'm not entirely sure. I might be wrong. But like, yeah, I've just been playing Final Fantasy 16 and I'm so excited to finish it. It's like such a great game. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Have you played
maybe future episode? Maybe.
Any of the other games?
I played...
Was this your first one?
No, so I played the remake of Final Fantasy 7, like part 1. That's sort of my first exposure to the Final Fantasy like genre because I played Kingdom Hearts, all the Kingdom Hearts games, but that's like separate, obviously.
Yep.
Of course.
But like I've played Final Fantasy VII Remake, Intergrade, and I'm now patiently waiting for the second part to release.
Which comes out next month.
Yep. And I'm kind of getting interested in just checking out some of the older games. I have a lot of friends that speak very highly of some of them.
I've heard that 9 and 10 are quite good. That's what I might be wrong.
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look and see.
But talking about games I also played this month, other than the one that we're going to be talking about today. Baldur's Gate 3. That's one I've been playing a lot.
Very good.
I got it in a very good discount.
Game of the year.
Yeah. I'm still finding out why. I guess because I'm still in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I just kissed Shadowheart, so that's where I'm at.
Well done.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's the wrap.
I'm still yet to complete Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm at the end. Yeah, I haven't completed
it. Well, guys, I hate to be that guy, but
what's up?
You guys are lacking.
Well,
I just bought the game.
Yeah,
I just bought. No,
the funniest part.
I have no excuse.
Yeah, no, you don't have an excuse. The funniest part for me is that like the way that it kind of all happened because like a bunch of our friends in the friend group were very hyped to play this game. And like waiting for this game, and it came out, and I was in the boat of being like, yeah, it looks good, I'll give it a shot when it comes out, right? And then like when it came out, I played it, and like we all kind of got it at the same time. I love the fact that like except you, yeah. And the fact that I was like the only one that was able to complete it is the funniest thing to me, and still to this day, the only one that's beat it yet and like got through it. It's so funny to me, like because as well like. Because you know, we sort of have some experience in the D&D field, and like you're a DM, Harley, and you're quite a big, massive fan of D&D. So it's like
I am,
and I'm also a fan of D&D, but I'm still a bit of a novice. So it's like kind of just funny to just like have that everyone like clamoring to play this game, and I get there and I beat it first, and I'm like the one that like, what's up, guys? And like I'll get to it at some point. I'll play it at some point. It's like yeah. It's very funny. It's very funny to see, but no, I did thoroughly enjoy it. I think it was quite good.
I mean,
Yep.
not making excuses or anything, but the first time I got it, my PC wasn't able to run it.
Sounds like
so
an
on the
excuse to me.
PlayStation. No, and then I played it on the PlayStation, and then I got to a point, and I got stuck, and I wasn't really having fun with the class. And then I got a better PC, and
What class were you
restarted.
playing?
Restarted.
Out of curiosity.
I was playing Druid on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then, I don't know, I kind of just fell out of love with it.
Fair.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And couldn't get past a certain bit, and it was very annoying. And I was just like, there's no way I can do this, kind of thing.
I noticed you
so
were
I just
skipping out the
restarted.
other, like, 13 other retries, but...
Oh yeah, because I was trying to find a class that I was happy with, and that
Yeah.
was the next part.
It's
Fair.
the saga
But
of
the
picking
one
a
I'm
class.
doing now, which is almost at the end, is
Yeah.
it's the one I'm sticking with, and then
What class
we'll
is that?
see. A wizard.
Wizard. Fair enough.
Wizard.
Wizard.
I think, I don't know, maybe this is just my bias, but I feel like you should play a melee fighty thing first.
Yeah.
I think,
Yep.
I don't know,
I'm playing a monk.
because I feel
play
like
fighter.
you get through a lot of the fights
Or
easy.
play
I don't know,
fighter.
that's just my opinion, I
Yeah.
think, or what I've
Mhm.
seen. I think a lot of people get through a lot quicker when they're playing like a melee based class or whatever, I think.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like melee
And then-
balances out quite well, with especially with like the rest of the party like composition. You can have a lot of fighters at that point,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and so it does become quite easier to clear through some things. And obviously, I don't know how
Yeah.
things have changed because I played it like soon after
Mm-hmm.
release, and I know that a lot of patches came out and stuff. So a lot of things are different as well, like the way you
Mhm.
can handle certain boss encounters you can't do anymore or something.
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite funny.
Guys, I'm just thinking of something. I think maybe the people listening might be a bit confused. We're talking about all these games and all these things, but
yeah.
but there's one game that we all collectively played this month,
Yes.
That's true.
and that happens to be the game we're talking about today,
yes.
Which
Eh,
is
Which is drum roll.
which is Super Giant Hades, the Hades game. The game that came out in 2020, the roguelike. That's gonna be our first episode.
Yes.
Here we are.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
talk about
do the
Hades
fancy
a bit
transition.
more in depth.
I already did it. It's
Yeah.
done.
Oh, yeah, you
Look,
already
done
did it.
already.
Look,
Yay.
guys, new area. Look,
Whoa.
Wow.
Wasn't that
Look
cool?
at this. Whoa.
Whoa.
What's happening? I bet it's just on the menu. That'd be so funny if we're just like, whoa,
Yeah.
look at that. Oh my god.
Wow.
There we are.
But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about Hades. It's a game we played. We played it.
True.
So I think we, just to preface, we all have different amount of hours in Hades. I just want to go around and ask how many people have. Just some people have a bit of a.
Yeah.
This is a chance for you to gloat on how
Notion.
many hours, isn't it?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we'll see.
This is the
Yeah.
chance. Right, cool.
Don't worry about
okay.
it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hold on, let me
Go on.
open up Steam and do that. Okay,
Um,
who's going
Yeah,
first?
you can go.
You can go first, Harley.
You
I
can
have
go.
13 hours on this game.
13
hours. I have 57
Okay.
hours.
57. Okay.
Okay, go on.
Right. So, just to preface, I play this game whilst like listening to podcasts and stuff. So if you're listening to this podcast, feel free to, if you don't have the game, buy it, I guess, and play
on
whilst you
Hades,
watch. Listen. I have 233 hours.
Okay.
Touch some grass, my brother. Come on.
Yeah, 233.8 hours.
Oh, so
Preface-
this is the
The preface
turning
that
point.
wasn't in this month.
You were
Yeah.
you were
Not in this
playing
month.
you were playing Hades, right? And then you looked and you just like were like having a thought and going, "Fuck, I need to go to the gym," and that's what happened, right?
yeah. I saw how Zagreus was dashing around,
These are
fucking
absolutely
people
ripped.
up.
You're
I was
just like,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Need to go to the gym.
And I mean, I'm not gonna say all these 200 hours are worthless because I did get all 49 achievements on Steam.
Shit,
so,
man.
so
All
yeah.
achievements. How often do you get all the achievements on a game? I don't think I normally aim to do that, or is that?
I for games that are quite easy, I like Deadpool would say, I'll put maximum effort, and for example, like the Spider-Man games, they're very easy, so I got 100% all of them. And then I think the first one I've 100%ed was Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that was the one. But yeah, not very often. So yeah, Hades I 100%ed. I guess. I mean, I guess I haven't 100% because there's still something I haven't done in game, but the achievements I got all of them.
Fair enough.
So it's a weird thing.
Right.
So yeah, I have the most experience in the game, I guess. So in this section of the pod, I'll take a little bit of a lead.
Yeah,
of course.
Kind of take. I guess I suggested the game, and every month everyone will suggest a game, and this one happened to be my month.
Yes.
So yeah. Guys, how did you like the game? What was fun about it for you guys?
Do you want to
I think
start?
there's people
Harley?
who played less.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you want to start first?
Yeah.
You go first.
All right,
let's
okay,
go. Let's go
all
in
right,
the
I'll
order of our heads. I think that makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
And the
okay.
order of hours, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a strange relationship with this game. I think is the way to put it. I mean, this is the first. Is it roguelike? Roguelike.
Yeah,
That's the term I'm looking for. Yeah, roguelike game I've played, and I know I think I just struggled to have motivation to continue because it felt very repetitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand there's, I mean, a lot more to the game than the going through dungeon and trying to do the thing, I suppose. But yeah. I just struggled to get through it and have motivation to just play it again without feeling like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. I don't feel like I'm making any progress. But then I think it's just the fact that you do need to just put in the hours for it.
Yeah.
You need to put 200 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm assuming this game is not for everyone. It is like, I wouldn't expect someone who's like, I mean, you're not this kind of person, but like someone who's just mainly a simulation kind of play, like Sims or City Skyline or whatever. They probably wouldn't be as much of a Hades like technical, like fast paced kind of game. That's not you specific, but that's what I'm thinking, like a very opposite side of gaming. But yeah, what about you, Tano?
For me, I think the most fun part for me is definitely the combat and like the difficulty. Like I'm someone that enjoys difficult games. I'm a big fan of the From Software series, and like so finding games that challenge me, like Cuphead as well, like things like that just like some weird. There's that weird culture in gaming where you just want to play really hard games, just be really depressed. Like, you just want games that just beat the shit out of you for 40
make
minutes.
yourself suffer and get angry. And be like, no, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's
I
like
hate this game, but I love it. But I hate this game.
Yeah, that is my relationship with like 90% of those games.
Yeah, because at the end, when you do it, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, the satisfaction that you get, and I think that was for me like. The most fun part for me is that challenge and that sort of that climb of I couldn't get past the first area and I kept going. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just can't do it. And then like multiple times I dropped the game and I just couldn't do it. And then like probably about last year or maybe I think it was last year, like I picked it up properly again to be like, look, I want to complete this game, or I want to at least beat the final boss. Like that was my aim. And I just worked at it and like got that climb, spent hours, again 57 hours. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, pretty hefty. I wouldn't
be mad about the 57 hours I dedicated to a game, you know. But like, yeah, just that the most like memorable moment to me was just beating the final boss for the first time and just being like, I did it. I finally did it. I would never been more relieved because I was struggling for so long in some of the areas and just having that release of just being like, I did it. I finally did it. And then like from then on it gets quite easier and like it turns into that cycle and then all of a sudden it's like, yep, fuck you, final boss. Moving on.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. But yeah, no, that was what I found the most fun. But what about you, Tom?
I like I really like the relationships between characters.
Yeah.
And like the fact that you can like even romance a few characters and like beating the game
Yeah.
multiple times in order to, or just playing. Oh, sorry, not necessarily beating the game, but just like just going through the game and meeting them both inside of the escape portion and the lobby portion, and seeing like, oh, I made progress. Not even just romancing, but even just like friendship wise, because like there's a friendship system as well.
Yeah.
Seeing that happen just because you beat the shit out of some devilish creatures.
Yeah.
I think that's quite fun.
Yeah.
Like, obviously I've maxed out all friendships and stuff in a game, and like, I mean, I'd say the most memorable thing for me, and I think it's hard to have any other answer than the one you also said, Tao. It's like beating the final boss for the first time, because it's tough as fuck, bro. Like,
unless you're just like a pro gamer for no reason.
Yeah, but the thing is, after you beat them for the first time, you get like this like increasing difficulty thing.
Yeah.
Similar to like how for example, in Five Nights at Freddy's, there's like when you beat all the nights, there's like you can customize how difficult each animatronic is or whatever.
Yeah.
Similar to that, it's like you can make enemies stronger, bosses have different abilities, and all that stuff. And beating all the bosses with that extra difficulty stuff is like crazy as well.
It is, yeah.
Oh, but sorry, I'd just like to all of you. I'm sorry for everyone listening and you too. My most memorable moment of this game is I beat the game without any bonus abilities that you get throughout. Like you can get what they call boons, like help from the gods. I beat it all. I did a run without using any of those extra abilities.
Yeah.
And then I posted it on Twitter, and I had Supergiant, the creators of the game, say congratulations or something like along those lines. I'll put the screenshot here on the screen.
Guys.
Yeah, they they said, oh, well done, or congratulations, something along those lines. Yeah. So that's my most memorable moment that I had in this game, and like I want to talk about like the combat side of things, like So, Harley, you said that you found it very difficult. What was difficult about it?
I mean, as you guys said, it is a difficult game, and obviously, you keep dying. You feel like, I'm not getting anywhere. I just want to get and beat this first boss of this area. I want to continue, but then, like, obviously, you know, you keep repeating yourself, and it's just like got a bit like, in a way, going, I just want to continue. I just see this the same thing over and over again, but then you don't really see the same thing over again, as you said, Tom. The characters and the story still progresses, which I do like about the game as well. And obviously the whole point is to die and come back and keep going and progressing, but like how you come back and the dialogue changes and they comment on whoever killed you or whatever, or the actual story continues and stuff like that. But combat wise, I don't know. I don't know if I was playing just the game wrong. I don't think there's a way to play the game. I don't know. But like in my mindset, I just go no think, just click button and go.
You know,
and
what?
sometimes that does
relate.
work. That works a lot of the time. But I do think in some areas, like the what's the secondary called with all the lava in it?
Asphodel.
Yeah. So obviously you can't just like press spacebar all the time and click buttons, because obviously there's lava and stuff which will take damage. So you have to like chill out for a bit. But I still struggle with that.
Oh, man. when I defeated Mega the first time, and I went to that asphodel, and I was about to go to the first section. Instead of standing on the platform, I stood on the lava and
no.
died. And died straight away. I was like,
shit.
no, I just managed to beat her. No. And then like it took me so long until I could go to asphodel again. I was like, oh no.
Man.
Yeah, I just died straight away.
Bro,
Man.
moments of that are so heartbreaking.
Yeah, so it's similar to when like you playing Minecraft and then like you do die in lava and it's like, oh, I lost all my
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
or you play a
fuck.
game that requires you to actually remember to save, and then you don't
Oh.
save, and it's
That
just
is
like,
so
fuck!
crushing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But what about you? I mean, Charlie said that it was your favorite thing about it.
Yeah.
But about the game, but what about it? What did you enjoy so much in contrast, I guess, to what Holly was
Yeah,
saying?
I think, well, the thing I found the most fun is just like the kind of exploration of experimentation with like the sort of builds and weapons that you can use and like combos that you can
Yeah.
make. Like, I loved the fact that you can get like different upgrades for your weapons and like the weapons change and stuff. Like, minor spoilers, I guess, if you guys are aware.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I think weapon spoilers is fine.
Yeah, I think weapons. This is just talking about the weapons, but like
Yeah.
the final upgrade for the weapon that you get is Excalibur, like for swords. Because you have like multiple choices of weapons. I can't name them all. I know there's like the fists, the sword, there's a spear, there's a shield, there's a gun.
And the gun.
Yeah,
There's a gun.
there a bow
and
as
there's
well?
gloves. Yeah, there's a bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bow.
and that's all of them.
Gunner.
But like the sword one was the one that I aimed to specifically unlock because I knew that it was Excalibur, and I just
Yeah.
I love that weapon so much, and it was the weapon that like finally started to make me like start winning the game. Like
Yeah.
the process became a lot easier, and like I just found myself most experienced with that weapon, and I just love that weapon for some reason. But I just love that you can like mix and match and make builds and just try something new with every run. I think that's what the game kind of offers you the most. Is that
Yeah.
like freedom of exploration of being like, oh, I died. You know what? I'll try a run where I just use the bow and I'm just gonna use only Ares boons, like, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you can just
Yeah,
mess
yeah, yeah.
around and just kind of come up with stuff and like
And find your niche.
yeah, find your niche. And like when you finally like succeed or like while experimenting with that stuff, it feels so good because it's just like, yeah, like for example, the no boons run is an experiment in itself of being like, can I beat the game without boons? And
Yeah.
you do it, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's so rewarding and it's so cool to just see like that worked or this actually went well and stuff like that. What I found to be really fun.
Yeah, I do agree. The variety of like, I think that's what also got me through it. You found Excalibur, and I my favorite weapon was the shield, specifically the Zeus shields,
Yeah.
the aspect of Zeus. That's what it's called. Because I liked the idea of. Because the way it works, the shield has the special move is you throw the shield, right? And then it comes back to you. But with the Zeus shield, you throw it, but then it starts spinning, like, it goes forward and starts spinning and dealing damage, like AoE damage around it.
Yeah.
And it stays in place. It doesn't come back to you unless you press, the special button again.
Yeah.
And it comes back to you. So having two sources of damage like happening at the same time, that's what I really liked about it. So I had a lot of more control over the map.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of DPS and stuff. Holly, actually, before I continue, did you have a favorite weapon?
I mean, I didn't really
Explore too much.
explore too much of that. Yeah. I was
But even
just
if it's not
the
upgraded-
main sword, the
You
sword,
might like-
the
Yeah,
first
the
one.
basic
Yeah, that's
sword.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That was the
I'm a
experience you
sword
had.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Same.
The sword is cool.
Yeah.
The sword is cool. But yeah, I liked how, like, yeah, the game is obviously difficult and combat is difficult, but I felt like the more I played, obviously the better I got, and not only because I started understanding how different enemies work, different areas work, but the game quite literally gives you tools to become stronger, and
Yeah.
and when you become stronger, you feel like you become better and more capable and stuff. So it just feels rewarding to replay, and it is a thing of like doing different little challenges for yourself. Like you said, let's do a run with no boons. Let's do a run with just Zeus boons. Let's do a run with this weapon that I hate. And see how well I'll do. With all these difficulty things attached to it, like it like really, like unless you don't change anything, every run is different.
Yeah.
Like unless you physically make it so the run is the same, by doing specific things.
Yeah.
Every run is different, which is great. I think.
Yeah.
I also want to ask, you guys have any favorite characters?
That's a good question. I have to think back now.
It's okay.
So let me think.
What's to think? I'll say mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, Cerberus is always. I mean,
of course.
It's like it's S tier Cerberus,
Yeah.
but that's a cop out. That's a cop out.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Actually, I'll say because this game has a lot of like couples, as in like two people's stories are connected. So I'll say my favorite two. My favorite two is Orpheus and Eurydice. That's what. Yeah, that's the name. Eurydice, right? Yeah, I believe that's her name. Just when I mean, slight spoilers with these two characters. If you really care about it, skip ahead a couple of seconds. When you connect them, when you make them meet, they just have this beautiful interaction, like inside of the game, which is so lovely, and then that just made me really love them too. Specific. What about you guys? Have you cooked up something?
I don't remember their name.
The first one that
Their
comes
name.
to mind is Dusa, I think.
Dusa. Oh, Dusa.
Yeah.
She's great. Yeah.
Yeah, she was the one character that was like, oh,
I don't know if you know, but you can romance her.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even get that far with. I didn't even know you could romance people.
Yeah.
I didn't know even know it was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
low spoilers. I guess we can.
Yeah, I mean,
romance Dusa. You're decent.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, look. Here you go. Considering we're on the topic of spoilers, this is the warning, guys.
Okay.
We'll
Alright.
be
There might be
talking about
spoilers in there.
spoilers ahead, because we're probably going to be
Yeah.
moving into the narrative next. So
True.
Maybe.
we're
So,
gonna
just-
be aware of the spoilers. We might put like a timestamp to when we kind of move on to like other things. But keep that in mind.
Before we go into that, I will give a pre soft warning. The game is still very enjoyable when you know what's happening. I knew a few things that were going to happen.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, but
Fair enough.
But yeah.
viewers' discretion
Jesus
is
Christ.
advised.
Go to the timestamp. Go. Go out of here. But anyway, like
Yeah.
All right, you guys still here? Cool.
yes,
Fantastic.
the real ones.
The cringe people left.
Yeah. But like for me, my favorite character is I think it's a mix between I think it's Thanatos. I think
Thanatos is pretty.
they're
cool.
pretty fucking
That-
sick. I do like that character a lot.
Yeah.
Um.
I will say my favorite design
Yeah.
for a character. I think it's Nyx.
Yeah.
Nyx looks and Chaos. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh right. Yeah. I was trying
Chaos
to remember
is
who was
so-
who for a second. Got
Yeah.
you.
I mean, the
Yeah,
art
Nyx is-
direction in
yeah.
general, like
Chaos,
Bro.
Chaos is.
Do you remember Chaos?
Yeah. It's an interesting one, right? Are they?
Yeah, I think
Now I don't know much about the
lore.
the lore, the Greek
lore.
the Greek lore,
The
right?
Greek
I haven't gone
lore.
to the wiki, right? What is? Does anyone know what Chaos? Is there an actual thing, or is there an original character? Do you like?
I
Do you
do
like
not
to
know.
I don't know.
I do not know. If
'Cause-
anyone watching is a Greek nerd, like comment below.
If you're a Greek nerd,
If you're an expert, if you consider yourself to be an expert on,
Sure.
let us
on
know.
I would love to know. Have a small lesson in the basics.
Yeah.
I really really want someone who's Greek and is a nerd to be like, as a Greek who's a nerd. I do
Yes,
not know.
Fantastic.
Like, I really want them to comment something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, starters again. I don't really know lots about it. I know loads of people love it and rave about it, but it's never. I don't know why. It's just never really interested me. Except,
I mean, I always liked to hear about it.
Yeah, same. I never like actively search and read and look up the stuff and know a lot. So, you know, again, I don't know how true the story is to actual, you know, the mythology that is there, or is it all changed different? I don't know.
I know that there's some things, and I guess swiftly moving about like because like I only know there's a few things in the actual story of the game Hades that has to do with Greek mythology, because after I played the game, you know how like the internet and all social media knows what you're doing at all times. I got fed a bunch of like either Instagram reels or YouTube shorts about like, it's like, oh, this thing that happens in Hades actually happened. Or like, it's an actual thing from Greek mythology that beep beep burr. It was like, so I know a few things. But I mean, you lads didn't experience as much of the narrative as I did. I wanted to ask you, like, if there's any point of it that like you thought were cool or engaging, or like if you liked what you consumed of the story.
Yeah, I mean the premise of the game is well, the first premise of the game is leave hell in it. I think that's simple enough, and I think that's all it needed to be. And then I don't know, just like slowly learning about the relationships between the characters. I've forgotten the main. It was Zagreus.
Zagreus.
Zagreus. That's
Zagreus.
it. Yeah. I'm terrible with names in general with any
that's fine.
media.
That's all good.
Learning about their relationships and why they want to leave. Why they're so edgy.
Why are they so edgy?
Yeah.
Why is edgy? Why don't leave them? Shut up, Dad! I'm going. You know.
So true. Zagreus is so.
That's the instant. I think I was streaming this when we started playing the game, starting everything, and literally made the assumption of shut up, Dad.
You don't know me.
It's funny because he's obviously done this a million times, and it does add to the joke of I know I didn't do it, but now this time I am doing it, Dad.
No, I'm running away.
Bro,
It's
like so based for that.
Oh man,
so based.
So good.
Yeah.
What about you, Tom? You consumed it a bit more, I think.
Yeah, I consumed it a little bit more. I reached the credits, bucko.
Oh my god.
How? Saying
man.
Didn't experience as much as the story. Goddamn.
True.
Hey, look, I know I missed.
Yeah, shame on me.
I'm sorry that I missed the thing that happens afterwards, but like I did the main game, in my opinion.
You did the main game. Yeah.
I really, really do enjoy the story of this game. I think it was quite interesting. Like, again, you touched on it a little bit, Harley, of like the developing relationships and the narrative between, you know, he's trying to escape hell. But yeah, I love, you know, sort of what happens, you know, towards when you get, I don't know, maybe like halfway through, I would say, maybe like when you actually beat Hades, the final boss, for the first time, and you actually reach, you know, the surface, and then you kind of, the narrative takes a sort of turn, and like how the plot and how the game sort of develops. You have a similar sort of game in its, you know, core game loop, but like the goal completely switches up, kind of. Like, and it's really interesting to see like just how the plot kind of switches up. And I know that obviously I haven't reached this part yet, but maybe Tom, you can talk about it in a little minute. Like the after the credits, the sort of second or third, I guess the third act of the game, you know, post credits, where the goal then sort of changes again, and like things just kind of evolve and just change as you go on, and it becomes a lot more of a story, like instead of like screw you, Dad, I'm getting out of here, to like this story of like bringing people together.
More of a ruse.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like you get tricked in, and you're like, you think it's just that, where it's just like screw you, Dad, and he's like running away, and then things get real, and you're like, whoa, okay. Like, you know, it is really, really interesting, and I loved the fact that it sort of updates and changes, because it keeps you invested, and it did really keep me engaged when the narrative kind of took a turn, and it wasn't just the same repetitive cycle. It's like things are actually changing because of your actions, and things are actually adapting, which is cool to see in a roguelike game.
Yeah, the thing I will commend, the game for, as I said earlier, like I struggled with continuing and going, I'm not making any progress. But when you do make the little bit of progress, but then you die and then you have to go back to the beginning and go through the same dungeon, like Megara, that boss changes to the sisters, and so it's a different person, which I like. It's like, oh, this is different. Okay, and they had slightly different abilities, so it kept it more fresh. And it was like, okay, here we go, let's do this boss again. I kind of liked it, and then there was a gamble on who you were going to get, and I liked. And then seeing Megara's like opinions and like attitudes when you keep defeating her and stuff was interesting as well, which I liked. When they keep going back to hell. But I will commend the game for that. I do like that aspect a lot.
Yeah. What do you think, Tom?
Tom? Yeah, Tom? What's the...
No. I really like hearing your stuff. Now, book. No, I'm just kidding. I agree with Tyler where it keeps on changing your perspective on like what the actual goal is. The goal is like first the goal is beat the game. Cool. You've beat the game. Now, we're in spoiler territory. You finally meet the person that's waiting for you after you beat the game, which is Zarius's mom. It's like finally that happened, and then your goal, instead of beating the game, is I want to meet the mom more. Their first interaction was so cool. I want to do that again and again. And then you rescue the mom. And it's like, now I have the mom, but the gods above, quite literally, cannot know because there's some family stuff, and we need to keep this ruse going. So now it's just like protect the mom and keep the mom and keep the family together. Everyone's happy. Keep the family together. And like it just keeps on like evolving, and in the meantime you're also getting people together. As I said, there's a lot of couples like Orpheus and you already see what else, Achilles and Patroclus, I believe it's the name. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Like coupling those people up, and you yourself are getting with other people. I just think Supergiant did a very good job in making you want to keep playing the game, which is the same game, but it always feels new. Like you said, with like the sisters, and there's also like with the different bosses that like that add little things. I'm sure. I believe you've reached this part in the third area in Elysium. The boss in that area with Theseus and the bull. I forgot his name. Whoops, fake fan. They like it's in the stadium, right? So in an arena, and there's a lot of posters of Theseus. But at one point, I forget what that point is because I just found it randomly. I don't know if it's after you defeat him the first time or a couple of times. They put a little poster of you.
Oh right.
There's one person that has a poster of you, and every time you walk towards, it's like, "Hey, I love you, man." Like Zargus says something along those lines, and you just keep going. Yeah, it's literally one guy. So like little things that they do. Yeah. It's really kept me want to keep playing. It's like, oh my god, if there's like the exclamation mark on top of the person's head, I'm fucking running.
Yeah.
No. It was like, like it's the fucking cop in what was it? What was the movie? Fucking Shenton. What was it? The meatball one?
Oh, Cloud of the Chance.
Cloud of the Chance meatballs.
Yeah,
Flint Lockwood.
That one. Yeah, there you go. When the cop is running.
Flint Lockwood. Yeah, just running towards the NPC. It's like, what do you have to tell me? It's Spider-Man. Becomes Batman.
And so, but yeah, so that's me. But here's the thing: we've been quite positive about the
Yeah.
game. I was trying to ask, is there like any things any qualms you have with the game?
I mean,
Anything that you were like,
you've heard mine, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess I can.
So what about you
like,
boys?
hard to keep
Yeah.
going as a novice. Okay. Do you have any?
Yeah, I think one of the main problems I had is sort of just the kind of general lack of direction or like general lack of guidance in certain matters. Like,
Yeah.
because to be fair, I've had experience with games like Dark Souls where they basically give you no fucking guidance whatsoever, and you just kind of have to just do it, right?
Yeah. Or you have to look it up, or
look
something.
it up.
We have to,
Things like that.
Wiki.
But like with the thing of Hades, like, you know, we touched on it briefly with like the weapons and stuff that you can get. Like being able to unlock those weapons and the extra content sometimes can be so convoluted, and you don't understand actually how to do it. And the game never really truly shows you or tells you how to do it. It just kind of happens, and it kind of lacks that sort of general guidance or direction. Like, because again, I'm fine with there being not so much guidance, but like I think in certain cases where mechanics, for example, the sword was kind of game changing for me, I think that there needs to be a little bit more of just general like push or nudge in the right direction, or just somewhere to track your progress in those certain things, just so that you kind of like, so you can figure out like, oh, I really want to work towards getting the sword, and it's like, okay, and it kind of there's more of a layout or structure or something that you can accomplish, instead of it just, you kind of just keep playing the game and it's like, oh, there it is, there's a sword, I got it.
Yeah.
Because then, like, I don't know, part of me thinks it kind of takes away from the achievement of unlocking the sword in the first place, because you kind of feel like you didn't work for it. You did, but like you're passively working on everything else, and that was the kind of thing that just kind of came out of it. And I think that having to need like wikis or stuff as a guide can kind of just be a bit annoying, where it's like, I think the game should be kind of dishing out some of this information, like in regards to how I need to do certain things. Like, even for example, like if it was just for when you first unlock being able to change weapons, right? And being able to upgrade them. If there was maybe just an example upgrade for one of the, like the sword, maybe for the second version of the sword, right? Maybe it should have been a thing of like, you should have been able to maybe do it like like mini tutorial kind of thing that walks you through, okay, if you want to upgrade, like unlock the upgrades for weapons, do this. And then you use that second sword as an example. And then it's like, okay, cool. Now do that for the other ones. Then I'll be like, cool. Okay, I now generally know what I need to do.
Yeah, it didn't even show me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like finding the upgrades to the weapons like randomly. Yeah. It's like, oh, what is it?
Yeah, like sometimes you can just get a bit lost, and I think just a little bit of general more direction and just in certain things just might help the game, and like help give you something to work towards. Because I know Harley, you know, had the problems of like the sort of motivation to try and keep going and stuff.
Yeah.
If there was a bit of a guide, like maybe it could have helped in some way, so that you knew you had something to work towards, instead of just defeating Hades. Like, if it gave you just a little bit more like, okay, I'll do this run, but I'll focus on this so that I can unlock this sword, or I do this, I can unlock this. And then you get more opportunities and get stronger, so that then you can fight Hades and it's more rewarding.
Yeah. I agree with that. And but I will not contradict. I'll add to that, where it's not only stuff like, I'm not technically extra or side things. Even with main stuff, it can be like that, because after you get the credit and quote unquote complete the main story, there's like a little prologue side of things that basically you have to invite all the Olympians to you, right? And a kind of a good way to track how you're doing with like the story or the progress of the game is the side of the prophecies that's in like the bedroom, like Hades, not Hades, Zagreus's bedroom. There's like a prophecy table, and that's a good way to kind of track how you're doing. And that was one that was like the queen's plan, and it was like, help the queen complete her plan or some shit like that, but like it didn't say how. So I kind of just kept on playing the game. At one point she had like a exclamation mark on the head. It's like, I have this plan. It's like, I don't know how I unlocked this. It was just
Yeah, it
random.
just kinda happened.
It just kind of, yeah, it just kind of happened. That's like an example. Like, but with most of other stuff, story stuff, it is also just me playing and finding out, which can be cool as well. But like when you only have like, or at least in my example, I only had two prophecies, and that was one of them. I was like, I kind of want to focus on this now. It could be literally something like, for example, how they have in stuff like Fortnite or Baldur's Gate, where it's like you can track a quest and it tells you how to achieve it in whatever way, right? But a solution for stuff like that is, I believe it's the character Nyx, in a way. So Nyx is the direct mother of Thanatos, Hypnos, Chaos, and the Fates, but you never really meet the Fates. Which I think the Fates would be a perfect character, or set of characters, to tell you those kind of things. Because the idea of the Fates is that like they know everything that happened, is happening, or will ever happen, or some shit like that. Or they dictate, or it's some shit like that. So it could be a thing of you interact with them, and they show you, oh, here's all the things you haven't done, or some shit. Here's how you do them, or something along those lines. Maybe not exactly that, but
that would be interesting.
I think
that's
that's
a cool way to introduce it,
right?
Yeah.
Because like you can feel quite lost at times, and I mean, myself, I just enjoyed playing the game just for the sake of playing the game, and stuff ended up happening. But if you really do care about the story and like you're story-driven player or gamer, like stuff like knowing how to progress with the story can be important. And I think this game did lack in that side of things, I think. But to be fair, I was too distracted by the visuals and the sound and the gaming and like the whole gameplay to be like, where is the story? You know what I mean?
No, that's fair. And look, we have some of these problems, but there is a sequel coming up.
There is.
And so maybe things might be different, or things might be changed in the sequel. I'm not really sure. I'm really excited to see more gameplay in the sequel. I'm so excited.
It's the first roguelike to have a direct sequel.
It's so cool.
When we say direct sequel, it's like the title and the number 2 next to it.
Yeah.
Like no other roguelike has had that. And I haven't played any other roguelike that also has all the voice lines, all the character lines voiced.
Yeah.
So I think that's also something that distinguishes this game with other roguelikes, which I think is pretty cool. But for someone who, you guys were talking about books very early on in the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't really read, so it makes my life a lot easier. But I think we're coming to a close.
Yes.
In our podcast. And I think it'll be cool if we do something with these games, where in the maybe towards the end of the year, we'll have like a ranking or
season
something
1's
of like
rankings of
So and I'm sure at the end maybe if we want to shift stuff we can, but we don't have to. But I think the first step is first I want to ask, would you guys say that this game is worth the price that it was?
How much
is
it?
How much is the game?
Let's
state the price of the
well,
game. It's also been a while.
Okay.
I think I might have got it on sale. I don't remember.
Yeah, but I believe
it's currently £20.
£20.
It's $29.99.
When did it come out?
It came out 4 years ago. 2020.
2020. Oh my god.
2020
was 4 years ago.
Okay, right. God. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yep. It was towards the end of the year, I believe. 2020 game, indie game. All the beautiful things we talked about. Do you think it's a worthy purchase?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I genuinely think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's worth the price for what you get. Like this whole experience. I mean, you have 200 plus hours on it.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
Exactly.
And there's so much replayability in it, and you can always come back and start again.
Yeah.
And I think it is definitely worth that price. I wouldn't even be mad if it was more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
true. It is surprising that is that money, because games nowadays are like twice, three
Yeah.
times
Because I believe
the
it's
price
from,
and have
like, an indie studio, and so they're always quite low with their pricing. I think most indie games, like, they kind of stick to that sort of 20 like pound like sort of price range, because it is that thing of like not trying to demand too much, because they do want people to buy it and play it, and like,
of course,
they don't have the same faith that AAA games have, because AAA games people just regardless buy, like, I don't know, like a Ubisoft game or just an Activision game. People just actively just buy them and stuff. But if you're like a newer company, or like, you know, it's quite smaller, you have to bring that price down to accommodate to wider audiences to be more enticed into playing it. But yeah, I think it was definitely, I think it was worth more than 20. Maybe I think in the second game it might be like a bit more expensive. I don't know, in the £40 range.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 30.
Yeah,
30.
I think it will probably be a lot more. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Okay, so are we saying it's worth the price, therefore we would recommend to someone?
Yeah, I would, because obviously if people kind of like that game or the mythology or whatever, I would recommend it. I think it's a good, not I don't want to say time waster, but it's a game you can be like, right, cool, I'm going to put this on.
Whilst I watch
or do a run
something.
whilst I do something else, or, you know, whilst I'm waiting for something, I'll do a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of games where it's like, I could just put it on and...
cool.
Yeah. And also, you know, how long it is as well, like the story, and obviously there are more elements and the game evolves, and again, the time it takes to quote unquote complete the game, you know, I think, it's well worth it.
I would recommend it.
Because like a lot of games, you know, have, you know, so much money and their campaigns are like 4 hours long, you know?
Yeah.
Cough, cough, called you. Anyway.
That's fine again.
But yeah, I think, I would recommend it.
Cool. Now, the rating.
Oh god.
First, here's how I think this should work out.
Right.
Okay.
All of us are gonna give a 1 out of 10 rating, and then we find somewhat the average of that rating, and that'll be the overall rating of the game from us. Understood?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
So, I will give it. And I think we can do decimals.
Okay.
Like 0.5 and stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Okay.
Nearly perfect game.
Okay. All right.
Right.
All right.
Tyler, how you feeling?
Okay. I think 7.5. I think is what I would give this game. Yeah, everything considered, 7.5. Voice acting, gameplay, visuals, story. Yeah, 7.5.
Okay.
Harley?
Yeah. I will give this game a 7 boons out of 10 boons.
Very good. Well, that means that Hades, our first game, is an 8 out of 10.
Boom.
There we are.
A 10 out of 10.
Chill
8 out of 10.
rating. There it
Yep.
is.
I think that's a very respectable rating.
I think so.
I don't think people can be upset with us about it. Tell us what your rating will be. How would you rate Hades? Go play it.
Go
play it if you haven't played.
I hope this
come back.
incentivized to you.
Try
this
and tell
game.
us. Please, since this is our first episode, let us know. Like things that you liked, things that you don't like, things that you maybe want us to change.
Things you want to see, like other games you want to recommend. Drop them down there. We might check them out.
We have
I'd
a big
love to
list.
see a game that like we've never heard of, and we just like play it, you know what I mean? It's like, what the hell is this? And be like,
So if you've got any suggestions, throw them in there.
And if you happen to be someone who does develop games, hey, we'll play a game.
Yeah.
If it's good.
It's good.
We'll determine if it's good. No.
If it's good. So, I think we should also announce what the next episode is going to be about. Harley, I'll leave that to you.
Okay,
What's
yes.
our next
Visit. Drum roll.
game?
So, February's game will be Borderlands 2.
Whey.
There we are.
We're
Multiplayer game.
Yes, we're gonna be playing it
alright?
together.
So we'll be
all
playing it together.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'm very
We'll
excited.
see how that goes, because personally I feel like the experience might be better multiplayer, and it's a multiplayer game, but hey,
Yeah.
we might find
We'll figure
that
it out.
wrong. We'll figure
see.
it out. Who knows?
Make sure to check back in and
find
find
out.
out with us next
Yes,
month.
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah.
We'll see you next month then.
Yeah, if you like what you heard, give us a like, subscribe, share with your friends. This is the first step in this project.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to grow and
I'm excited
improve,
to see
and
where
who
we
knows
go,
what's going to
but
happen.
yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening / watching, and we'll see you next month.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye.